Good morning, everyone. Hello. London session time, and it's 1 a.m. 56. So let's say 4 minutes to before 2 a.m. Yeah, I did put the stream at 1:45, so I'm a little bit late. I am sorry. But anyway, yeah. Hey, Metro Z. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Missed you a couple of days, haven't I? I think so. I think I saw you Friday, maybe. I'm always confused with the days. How's it going? How is it going? Does it sound okay, by the way? I have to double check with the sound. Oh, so now it's Tuesday, so it's always interesting to see if we get a Tuesday low or a Tuesday high. Oh, you had to work a lot. Well, that's good. I mean, the markets are always here. I believe the market is, I mean, I said it yesterday on my stream as well, like, we got month end coming, and the last 2 days of the month are on Monday and Tuesday, and market makers, they close the books with settlement price, which is normally 2 days before settlement price needs to settle 2 days. So I believe we're going to get a market just going up this week. And then they close the books, very nicely, and then they bring it down the end of the month. So, and I just watched ICT's video. He's a bit down because he lost a pet, and all pet owners know how that is. So that means, you're not really into it. So, the video didn't bring that. It just went over the price action. So nothing new to really go over. Everything was already mentioned in the other sessions. So, but he also mentioned, yeah, it looks like it's just going to go up for a while, and we have to really adjust to that. Pullbacks could be minimal, so we just have to, really until we have a really full market structure shift on a higher time frame, we just have to expect it to go up. So that's how we're just going to trade it and look at it and see how things go. But yeah. Yesterday as well, even at lunch session, we didn't have a proper pullback. I did a lunch session, but I was also trying out vertical and stuff like that. So, it was not an easy setting to do. But anyway, have you been trading, Mr. Z, yesterday? Did you do anything? I'm also trying to get, I don't know if people want that to see the chat. I mean, for me, it's for me not an issue to put it on the screen as well, but I'm just wondering if it's distracting. I just want to focus on content more, but I don't know what people really like. I could be wrong. Maybe like people like more entertainment, and obviously it has to be, we need to entertain, I guess, but otherwise it's boring, right? But yes, I'm just trying out some new stuff to make it, just more enjoyable. Oh, shit. I'm spilling my coffee now. That's what happens when you don't have enough coffee beforehand, right? But anyway, let's get into the charts. Let's have a look. And again, right? I mean, that's why I want to come earlier, because I always see that move. And again, 144, it's 2. Yeah, well, let's see what happens if we can get a nice move at the 2 a.m. I did a bit on Friday with a small. Good. Well, I mean, on Friday wasn't easy either, to be honest. If you have a win and you run, you did well. You did perfect. That was really good. Yeah. You did really well. Now, if you look at the 1 hour, right, well, you can see we've been consolidating from basically, we're still in the range of yesterday's 2 a.m. So that's quite a long time, right? So I'm doing some high time frame analysis at the moment. Just want to have a look because I haven't done that yet. I don't know if I haven't done my. I have to be honest with you guys. I haven't done my journaling. I normally do that in the morning. I do the journaling from the day before. So that's why I also feel a little bit like out of touch. Okay, now for my mobile viewers, it's hard to see because I need to go to my higher time frame, and that doesn't show on mobile. But because we've been in consolidation for over like after 2, so it was over 12 hours. So exactly 12 hours. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens, right? At some point we're gonna get some manipulation, accumulation, manipulation. Now, what do we like to see? I just want to make sure my mobile people see it as well. Let me see what you see. There we go. Yeah, okay. So now looking at the hourly, right? We have this fair value gap here. Let me mark it. Now you could see there was a bit of a little tap inside of it here at 6 o'clock, but it's quite, it's sort of almost an equal, you can literally almost consider it an equal low. The low is 974, and let's say this one is 973.25. Okay, so that's interesting. This low is higher than this low. So we did not tap into this fair value gap. So for me, I'm interested now. I'm hoping. Hello, Romeo. How are you? I saw your text yesterday, but I was looking at the other chat from mobile, so that's why I wasn't able to respond to you directly. And I think when I saw it, you were already gone. Good to see you again, my friend. Nice to see you again. I'm just going over some higher time frame analysis. I'm looking at the 1 hour chart here, and as you can see, we've been in consolidation since 2 p.m. yesterday, right? It's just chopping. We didn't have any normal pullback even in lunch, so that's quite indicating that we are really in a bullish market that really have no intention to go lower. Hey, and look, I want to point out again, guys, look at this here. You have a flat. It's a very small wick, but you can almost consider it a flat bottom, and then with a wick. You know what I told you, right? Mark that area for a manipulation. Now, for the time being, we're only looking at this fair value gap now because we had a tap into it was still higher than this one here, so we didn't go into the fair value gap. So, are we going into this fair value gap and then higher, or are we going to manipulate up to the upside first and then go into it? Because we always have liquidity going from internal to external or external to internal. This is considered internal liquidity. So technically you can say, okay, well, if we take out a sessions high, it's also considered external liquidity. Did we take out an external high here, external liquidity, and are we going into, or are we going back up again and take out yesterday's? Because now it's yesterday's high, right? Now it's more significant because this is Monday's high of the day. So, it's very hard to read at the moment. Like, okay, which way are we going? Because now it's basically a gamble. You really have to look for algorithmic signatures and time. Like, okay, where are we going? But it's going to manipulate the F out of everyone now. So we have to be really, really careful and just wait till what side is going to be rated first. Is it going to be that's how I would approach it. So I guess take a little bit more patience in this approach. Wait if we see this area getting into. So once this is gone into, and then it makes it move up, we can, we can have a nice market structure shift, and then get in very early. Or is it going to go up, up, up again and go here later? Anything is possible at this point. It's really a very highly manipulated market, and yeah, we have to proceed with caution. So it's a little bit more patience. That's how and I'll do my first trades. I'm always upfront with everyone here. It's going to be paper trades because I don't want to lose any more money on my evaluations or live accounts until I really see one of my models, which I just know, okay, that's almost a 90% high probability. But until then, it's just going to be paper trading, and especially when I start the day, I've noticed I've been off on when I start the day. I had a headache. Was it yesterday? And you just don't do well when you don't feel well. So anyway, full transparency, any trade that you'll see on this screen here will be a paper trade. If I copy it to my live account or my evaluation, I will let you know because it's a separate account on my other computer, and then I'll just mimic it here. But I'm always honest about it. When it's only a paper trade, I just say just a paper trade. But why I do it sometimes? I paper trade, and because I journal them the same way I do my normal trades. So that sometimes I do put a paper trade on just to make sure that it's to improve my execution, to get better and getting a better spot, exiting at better spots, adding and just adding and getting out of position. So at some point you want to. I do that on M&Q more, so then I can get into it more contracts. I'm thinking, yeah, if you guys want that, I can also go on my M&Q screen, but it doesn't. If it's a paper trade, I don't mind doing it on NQ, but on M&Q, I do trade my live account on M&Q, but there I scale in and scale out more often, so that's why I use more contracts. That makes it just easier and less risky. So yeah, okay, that's that for now. Let's see. We're just gonna have let's just hang out and have fun. If you guys want me to talk about something specific, some strategies or whatever, in the meantime, let me know. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Now let's see. And this, what we could do, if you would like, we could go into scalping mode and look for smaller trades. Now, now I do think we're going to go to the upside. I think I'm getting into a long, by the way. Yeah, let me go. A paper trade, just a paper trade, paper trade. This is my TP here. Stop loss is just going to be below. Let me see if that's correct. 2 a.m. So we did go out of a macro, but it's gonna do this below the daily open. There we go. 370. Yeah. Now this is still, yes. Here we go. I want it to be in the mid of this range. I'm just going to calculate this wick here. Oh, don't go down on me now. I know I'm outside of macro, but I'm not supposed to do that yet. Don't copy me, guys, yet. Do not, well, actually never copy. Okay. 219. Okay. This is, I'm going to lower this. Why? I'm lowering it to 219, so it's mid of this point here. There we go. Okay. Now we're going up. Now we're going up, 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 up. I'm gonna copy this on my other. Now I'm going to, this isn't a good trade for me, so I'm going to scalp this on my other account as well. You can see there's a flat top here, right? I believe we're going up into this area here from until in the next 45 minutes. That's what I'm aiming for. Still waiting, waiting, waiting. So now I'm aware of that it can be very manipulative in this area before it goes up, right? It might make another move a little bit down because you can see it's rejecting at this midnight. It's the midnight price that you see here. It's just tapping into it. It's also the closing price of yesterday's evening. So here we go. I just wanted to go out of that area and then go into my TP. We've got two flat tops, which we love. We love flat tops and flat bottoms because those are devil marks. There we go. So I'm now just waiting. I've entered it on my live account as well. Manage it properly. Yeah. So now I'm more into scalping mode. Now this is really a scalp, not really, but I'm just going for shorter trades at the moment, just to get some, you know. I normally trade more distribution than larger trades, but now because the markets, they don't give good retracements, it's just more important to go in, out faster, and just, you know, take your money and run. Now I think it's highly likely that we are going to continue going higher. But hey, it's so manipulative at the moment that I'm a little bit, always a caveat, right? Because this, yeah. I'm gonna throw my stop. It's still not, I'm still not break even at the moment, as you can see. Still waiting a little bit. Because why? Because of this area here. If it goes above it, then if we get a nice push, I'm gonna go, yeah. I'm on the go on the 1 minute, Iris. Do not do on the 3 minute. Stupid. When you're in a trade, then you really need to be on the lower time frame, you know, honestly. Hey. Okay. Now it's getting interesting because of these two flat tops. We do have a little gap here, so that's why I'm watching a little bit. That's why I'm not trailing my stop all the way yet, because the gap will go back into this area here, into this fair value gap, right? Could get my stop a little bit now to break even. I don't mind if I get stopped out. Now it's not a losing trade anymore. See, we can go down a little bit here. That's okay. Now it's 2:20. We can get runs in the 20 to 40 time zone. Those can be continuation moves if we are in a trend. See this gap, that's why I was a little bit cautious, but there you go. But okay, now we're in the fair value gap, as I mentioned. let's see if this is enough and it goes down. It could stop me out in a break even, but I don't mind, because I just re-enter at some point if there's a better opportunity, because it's not a losing trade now for me. So I'm just going to take I'm not going to, just going to let it work its way. So this is my TP, and the TP I set at the midpoint of that wick on the 1 hour, because then I think it might reject there. It could go higher, but it already rejected sort of like here, so I'm just playing it safe. Let's see. Trade on my live account. It's a highly manipulated market now, so runs don't really, there's sometimes no follow through, so you have to be very careful with that. You see, normally you have like we have these double marks and it just runs, but it could just stall and wait for the next macro, right? So that's why I was a little bit hesitant to actually go to break even, but I'm like, you know what, if it stops me out and break even and then goes back, I'll just re-enter. It's okay. I've got no losses anyway on any trade now, so you know, that's how it goes in these type of conditions. You just have to make sure you don't keep taking paper cuts, add up as well. So when normally I'm very you know, precise with not moving trailing my stop loss too soon, but in a very highly manipulated market, you just don't know, right? You don't have an edge, to be honest, and you know, it can wick any side. So I would rather be stopped out in break even and then take another stab, and then, you know, and then take that trade that you're looking at. Because I do have sort of like confidence at the moment for this area here. Why? Because, you know, we've been moving around in this area. We're in a bullish, we're in a buy algo. Look, this is clearly a market maker buy model that we're in. And, you know, so we're still in a buy algo. There's no reason for me to believe we're not. And it just needs to take some form of liquidity. And this is external, so this wick here, well, actually no, it's not external. I'm not. A wick is a gap, so we can consider that internal liquidity. So if it would go here and reject here as internal liquidity, it goes back into the range and then it takes the external here. So let's see. It's very fickle, right? It just doesn't really go. It's very sticky. It's a very sticky market. Hey, Jort, how are you? Do you trade gold? Can you teach me how to trade? No, I don't trade gold yet. I'm married to NQ. I love NQ. I've been trading NQ extensively for 3 years now, so I feel very comfortable with NQ. But I do have I do want to broaden my knowledge and start, because I've heard a lot of people doing well on gold and they really like it. At first I heard a lot of gold blah blah blah, but now I hear a lot of people being very they love it. And but you know, before I got really, well, intimate is a weird word to say, right? But very you know, I feel very comfortable with NQ. It took time, in all honesty, and at some point, you know, when you have a new instrument, you really have to get into it. So in all honesty, no, I don't trade gold, but it's on my list to really get into it and expand. Tell me, do you trade gold? You see how price is still in this range. It's crazy how it's just almost like it's over 12 hours now, just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, if it doesn't hit my target at my time level, which is, so I trade time, right? Just before 3, I'm going to get out, because then the time invalidates my trade then as well. It's not only price action, but in this case, because why? I have these calculated ranges. It adds up with obviously my analysis, like I mentioned, the midpoint of this wick. We've got these candle flat bottom top candles here. Yeah, mainly. So you're like me, okay? So yeah, no, I think I'm gonna spend some time on it. I know Dasha Lumi Trades, she really branched out. She said in her streams that NQ wasn't working for her anymore, so she does gold now a lot, and she's doing pretty well on it. And she really is trying to, yeah. So that sort of like got me thinking, maybe. But I still like NQ. I don't have any issues with NQ. But I hear many people ask that same question: are you doing gold? And many people are very liking it. So yeah, it's on my to-do list, I guess. Let's keep it to-do list. Yeah. Would you be interested in like if a stream would go over both? Now you see how it reacted just in this little, it didn't even go into this gap actually. I just want to say how it's reacting in this gap, but it didn't even go there yet. So I wish we could make these these time things smaller, or sort of transparent, right? It's sort of annoying that it's in the way. I mean, I want to have all my information here. Now, looking at this price action, I'm thinking like, are we going into the fair value gap first, right? It could be, and then it goes up. You see, now it's going down. Let's wait till 2:30. Might stop me out. This is I'm already out of my main account. Let me double check. I took a small win on when we went up in this move here. I just took it here. When you see price action like this, right, you know it's going to it's gravitating towards liquidity to take it. You see there's a flat bottom here. Let me show you. It might gravitate back to midnight. Going back up, good, NQ. I love you, NQ. Sometimes I need to talk nice to you. Okay, 2:30. How do you find the quality fair value gap? Well, I look on the higher and the lower time frame. So for me, what I always do you see me, I go a lot through my, and I try to minimize it a little bit on stream because it can be annoying. So I have some other tabs I look into because I don't want to, do it on the stream all the time. But for me, it is very important to always add the higher time frame in your analysis, and then now on the 15-minute, like on the 1 hour here we have one, right? So that's the one that is here. But now look at this fair value gap here. Yeah, but my price is in. I think I'm getting out of the trade because it's a paper trade, because I want to show some things on screen. Let me just get out of this trade so I can show the fair value gap because it's in the way. I'll add again on my live account and then I'll do it here. But let's just, okay, because I want to show you this. Talking about fair value gaps that have a value, right? Now, I was looking at this fair value gap here on the 1 minute. And let me just mark this properly. Now, if you mark a fair value gap, you always have to include, if you have a little imbalance, you have to include the imbalance, right? So here you can see you have this price action into here. It goes up. It doesn't touch the mid, but here you see the body's already going over the midline. So that's already a small indication, like, is this one going to hold? Because actually you don't want the bodies to go below the midpoint. Then it's already indicating it's starting to get weak. Now, like I said, it's a highly manipulated market. So sometimes it just goes down and then it still goes up right now, right? But this could be an indication like, okay, the bodies are not respecting the midpoint if you calculate it from the, yeah, you see how manipulated it is? But anyway, so it's going all the way through. So you can expect once you see body closure above, below the midpoint, when you're bullish, you're like, okay, let's see. We might have more manipulation to the downside. So now, in this case, yeah, this is not an area for me to trust. But like I said, it's a very, very difficult area. So what I then try to do, I try to look for a inversion on the higher time frame. No, it's just consolidation. It's a really hard area to look into. But then I go on the 3 minute. Hold on, this goes back to the 1 hour. We just have to wait until we see clear, what the market is telling us, which way it's going to go. Let me go to the 3 minute on this one. Okay, here we go. Now, a good quality fair value gap are the ones that are basically, if you have a market structure shift, right? And then you have an area where you have short-term highs and intermediate-term highs formed. Those fair value gaps that are on the right to that, those are very valuable. Let me give you a good example. Like for example, we have a market structure shift here, right? And then you see this high here. But again, this is so highly manipulated, it goes all the way through it. I want to find an example which is hey, look what's happening now. We have equal highs here. We've got flat top candle. So now it's 236. Now we might go to that area that I indicated here. But you see how it's using this fair value gap? But do you trade ICT, like if you have a breaker and a fair value gap, we call that a unicorn, right? So if I always look at areas like this, like if I see a highs here and you get distribution through them, this is an area of interest for me always. But what happens now here again, you see the market went through it. Normally you don't want to see that. Normally it wicks into this one and then it goes up. So this is what you get in highly manipulated markets. It doesn't respect the fair value gap that we need, because here you see it's a fair value gap, but it goes all the way through into all these little gaps and things like that. So it's very hard to read. That's why we're really we're in a very, that happens when you're on in higher time frame consolidation. We are in a higher time frame consolidation right now. And then this is exactly the price action you see on the lower time frame. It's not precise and you cannot trust your fair value gaps. Here you see again, it's going into this fair value gap. It could still break. It could go to the upside. I really don't know at this point. For me, it's not clear because we're in highly manipulated markets or basically on higher time frame consolidation. See, because if you go in the 1 hour, I haven't checked the 4 hour yet. You see, this is just high time frame consolidation. And this is exactly what you get. It's not clear, it's imprecise, it's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So at that point, it's sort of, like this example, it is a fair value gap, but it doesn't really tell me. The only fair value gap that I really am looking at now is this one on the 1 hour that I'm like, okay, that will be for me a very, let me see if the 30-minute gives me one. I just want to check. Here we go. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Now we could take an inversion here. Let me try something. Now let's have a look at this one here on the 30-minute. I checked the 15-minute and it didn't give me anything, right? Here we go. Let me just check the 15 because I thought I didn't see anyone on the 15. Oh, we do have one on the 15. Okay, well, okay, that's the same. Okay, good. Okay, so no, don't worry about it. It's a paper. No, this channel is exactly for questions like what you are asking. Because I learn, if I go over these things, do not really. I love those questions. Keep them coming because that's why I'm here. That's why I started this channel. Okay, so now let's have a look on the 15-minute. It was a paper trade, right? But it's more important to go over analysis and stuff like that. So never apologize for asking questions. So let's see. Let's go into the 15 now. So we've got a BPR here, right? So that's why it's hard that it doesn't make its way easily through this one, because on the 15-minute, you see we have a candle high and then we go back into the range, right? So it never goes, well, it could do that sometimes, but then you need like a news event or something. And we do have news, by the way. Yes, we do have news. In London, let me just double check. What time? Let me just double check. Okay, well, anyway, I just want to that's a good point. You may see, I forgot about that. So the news, we got, that's why we also like, we got news in London, so that it might wait for that, and then we get the push that we need. Europe, we got red folder news in Europe. It's not really significant. 3:30, and then the GBP London 4:30. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. 4:30. Okay, so that, that explains a lot why we're in this price section, right? Okay, but again, let's go back to the 15-minute here, talking about good fair value gaps. Now, on the 30-minute, we had a green one here, but now on the 15, we have this bearish one that has turned into an inversion, right? So an inversion is We have an inverted, we go back, we go through it, and then we retested it. So if I would read this now, I would now think, are we now inverted this one? Is that a bullish indication? Yeah, it could be. And because we have a wick here and we have a flat bottom here, flat top, I will be more inclined to think it's going higher, and then it's just manipulating here, right? You see the wick here? Let's see, did the wick do anything? Did the wick go into another wick? Went to this order block, right? We got a gap here, 973. I'm gonna mark that one. Very tiny one. I want that on my screen because that's a point of interest. So that's the little imbalance right over here. So if we're going to take out liquidity, you know, it has low, you know, this has been, this wick went into this wick, so this was a rejection block. Now it's not anymore. Now this wick did not go into this wick, but does it have to? No. So now this is my point of interest. But we still could go into this wick and then still go back up. But let's see. Okay, we've got a gap here. But yeah. So basically, it's like it's like sort of like you become like a private investigation, right? You're just gonna look on, you're gonna scroll through the time frames to see if you can find anything that you can use. So for example, now on the 15-minute, I use this inversion. But if I look at the 30-minute, right, on this one, you see you have you also have like a busy, right? So it looks bullish. It looks more bullish than bearish. That it already, you know, did its work here. But yeah, we've got this here. But yeah, and it's just high time frame consolidation. Nasty. Let's go to the 4-hour. I love the 4-hour, and especially when at 2, what happens to see, like, okay, hard to read all those wicks. Okay, so now what do we have here, right? We've got the 10 to 2 closed like this. Now, what we want to see, for example, if we would go into this area here, it would take out this 4-hour high, then it will get also more interesting for me. Then we go back into the range to go into that, you know, that fair value gap. Now on the 4-hour, so what I want to show you, I mark this imbalance, right? But on the 4-hour, we have a large, very large fair value gap. So you want to find spots on the 4-hour, like where can it stop? Because obviously it's not going to go only just to the midpoint. So this little gap is already of interest when we go into the 4-hour, where it most likely might reject a little bit. So you want to find those points on the 4-hour where you think, okay, where is it going to stall, or what might be the end point, right? Or is it going to go all the way through? We don't know. But for me, I'm already looking into this 4-hour gap and marking things. Okay, if we're going to go down, where could it all go to? Because it's a big area, right? So yeah. So we just have to wait. We just have to wait till the algo or a news release is giving some direction, because we don't have proper direction now. It's just futzing around and just, you know, boring the F out of us. But this time, you know, just use this time already, like, okay, what, you know, think about what's going to happen. What if we go to this rejection block here and it rejects at this point? if we go back into the range, what can I expect? Where is it going to go? What do I have on the 4 hour? What do I have on the 1 hour? What do I have on the 15, 30 minutes? So you sort of like go into it and already start marking some areas what could be a point of interest. Now, have you watched ICT's latest videos with wicks? You know, and especially those 4 hour and one, he uses the daily wicks on his videos. I try to go also lower time frame, but we don't have much on the daily right now. This wick might be of interest here. Let me mark this one. This premium wick, because if it goes into the 4 hour, well, this is probably also the end of the, let me just see, 887. Let me just see, 887. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. Okay, I'll show you what I mean by that. Now you see the daily wick, the fair value gap is actually smaller. Yes, I use forexfactory.com, correct. Did you notice what I just, because the daily fair value gap is bigger than the 4 hour. So sometimes you see on the 4 hour when you calculate it, it's just, hey, why does it stop there? It didn't make it all the way. Now, if you see something like that, right, your daily fair value gap is bigger than your 4 hour. You wanna use this wick, especially then, because let me just show you something. Because once we go down, you want to have those levels already, like, you know, you want to already be prepared for your TPs and your take profits and where you're going to take partials and stuff like that. So that's why I like London, even though sometimes I don't have a trade. I just helps me prepare for the AM session. Okay, now look at this. Now I mark this, right? This wick, it's a daily wick, the daily premium wick, because it's the top wick, daily premium. Remember that. Now I'm going to the 4 hour. Now, if you would mark the 4 hour wick, you would have this one, right? This will be your 4 hour. I'm gonna give it another color. Hold on. Yeah, it's purple. Now, you would have the midpoint that will be here, but you see that the daily, your 25% is right over here, and the daily goes to here. So your daily, if someone else who used the daily would have another midpoint than if you would grade the 4 hour. So it's always important to notice that. And I say, okay, now if you would use a 4 hour, for example, what could happen? It would stop here. It goes down, 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 and you know, it just doesn't go all the way. And this could be the end, and then it could reverse, for example, or something like that, or it has like a retracement, right? And then it makes its way down. So it's always important to notice if the daily fair value gap is and the 4 hour, if there's a difference. So I'm going to keep this marking already on. I'm not going to use the 4 hour yet. It's too early because I've got my little imbalance here. I don't want it too much. So you see now we broke out of this fair value gap here and out of the range. Going here, or we just started the macro. Yeah, I use Forex Factory, and I just use. I only look at. I don't know if the euro is, if the European markets are of any significance to be honest. I don't really think so. They don't really. Europe is not doing very well on the world stage. You know, it doesn't impact us. So just GBP and the US dollar. But I do look at Europe just in case. I do have German flash, because we do have 330 German flash manufacturing PMI. We can look if it has any significance now, because we have we've got some examples to look at. But yeah. but we're still in consolidation. And when we have a lot of wicks, we have to use the wicks, because wicks gives us a lot of information actually. So this midpoint is this wick. I want to see if we reject there. 19, so 9 points. That was my TP. Oh, I can get into it. Let me do a paper trade. No, I'm not going to go into the paper trade again. You guys already seen the trade, because I'm not going to. It's too small for me, and just going to wait for a nice trade. Like if it would go here and we start seeing rejection, then we're going to go back into the other side, right? Then it might be interesting to get into a trade again. So let me just, this is how many points? This is 45 points. Okay, that could be a nice turtle soup, you know. So what I would do, so what I'm thinking now already is for a short, if we would go to the upside and just, it's just a theory. It might not work out, but we'll see. If it does do that, I'm already prepared. Let's say we go to this level here. Then I would put my stop loss right above that wick here. A little bit above, because it might take it out again, go higher. And then I'll take it down to my imbalance. And that's just below liquidity, right? So that's a 5R trade. So am I interested in this little one here? No, I'm not anymore. So then I'm anticipating, it's an anticipation, it's not a, you know, that this wick will be a rejection block. Because we haven't had, oh, we did have a rejection here already. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I wish it would be better if there would have been no wick inside this wick at all, but we have to wait. It might be not working at all. Why am I so red on the, why is my webcam shows that I'm very, very red in the background, right? Or not? That's so weird. If I look at the, in OBS, it looks normal. All those technical things. I love the YouTube adventure, but it's a lot. Sometimes I'm like, what's happening here? Why is this happening there? Now, guys, we just have to wait. Okay, that's higher time frame. Let's go back to the lower time frame. Yeah, so Forex Factory is very important. I use it because for me, the red folder news, especially the 8:30 news, I love 8:30 news, and I use a lot of, I calculate a lot from the 8:30 candle. It's a very significant, you know, it's basically news is just used to manipulate or to make large moves, which are already predefined by the algo. They just use the those time windows to you know, to get a lot of things done, you know, because the market does only two things. It reaches for liquidity. I actually, it's three things, to be honest. It creates liquidity, like, you know, what it's doing right when you have a consolidation, it's just creating liquidity points, because every high and low, intermediate term high, swing points are created by high frequency algorithms. It's all created by design. Every dealing range is created, and the order flow in between, that is what you see coming in from retail and stuff like that. But retail never creates the high and the lows. Those are the order blocks that you see created by the high frequency algorithm. So that's why you know it's also around created around fear and greed. So that's why the order flow and the volume comes afterwards. But sometimes you see a spike in volume. So I never use volume because it doesn't, I want to be in before we get a spike in volume. Because for me, I don't need the volume, because if you can read the market, you know, and you can understand what's happening, and when there's high frequency algorithm working, you're already understanding that it's setting itself up for the next move, and the order flow comes. So, yeah, TopStep is awesome. I don't trade them anymore because I used to be funded by TopStep, and I was actually the first company that funded me and wanted to put me to live. But I live in South Africa, and I didn't know at that time. They made the change, and then we found out that it wasn't possible, so I had to leave them, unfortunately. But yeah, TopStep is awesome. But the only thing I don't like now, what they're doing, is that they're forcing everybody to use TopStep X, Project X. You know, it's a platform designed by a prop firm for prop firm users. Sort of like maybe a conflict of interest a little bit. So for me, that they also now don't allow people to make new accounts on TraderBait. So that, for me, I wouldn't use it anymore because of that, because I don't like TopStep. I used to work for a prop firm, Holoprime. I used to do YouTubes with them, and I was a coach there, a trading coach, and we had to use Project X, and I hated it, and that's why we decided that's because of them, and I have to thank them for that. They gave me actually they told me, listen, you know what? Because I said I don't like Project X. I don't have my indicators. I can't do my, you know, I had to use black screen, stuff like that. And then I said, you know what? You should go on your own, because you know then you have full autonomy of what you want. And so it's because of actually Holoprime and Project X actually. So I have to thank, because I just didn't like it, and I just, you know. So that's why I wouldn't go back to TopStep, but I think they're very solid as a prop firm. So my funded futures is good, but they also got the thing with South Africa. So now I am using Funded Next, and what I like about Funded Next is the rapid challenge. So the rapid challenge is you can pass in one day, but once you pass and you have a funded account, then you have consistency rules. But that's okay. It's a 40% rule. That's fine. But that's why I like Funded Next. I'm just trading Funded Next. No issues with South Africa, and yeah. But there, you know, there's so many good ones now. Tradeify, TPT, Take Profit Trader is good as well. Well, TopStep, obviously. My Funded Futures. Depending on where you live, where do you live? I think you're probably in the US or something, or you know. Yeah. So are we going now up to my area? 2:59, almost 3 o'clock. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now, yeah, I mean, it's solid. It's a very solid company. They pay out, you know, they have a very good reputation, and yeah, I mean, and you know, it's such a luxury position we're in, because you know, all these companies, they have different rules and they fit different trading styles. So you just have to find which one works best for you, for your trading style. And there's so many options now. So just you know, try a few different ones, because the rules are different. You know, trading drawdown, end of day, stuff like that. So I hate Apex. I don't hate Apex, but I didn't like their trading their drawdown, you know, their trading drawdown. I like end of day drawdown calculation, so that works better for me. So I just have to work with that. So yeah, but no, TopStep is good enough. If you like Project X, go for it. Yeah. Just go for it. Is it your first one? Your first funded? Oh, is it? Oh, are you already? Are you? Are you funded already, or are you almost there to be funded? That's awesome. Yeah, it's very exciting. I remember getting that email from TopStep, like, hey, you're doing really well, we're watching you, and we're keep it going, and then we'll bring you to live. And I got that really sort of like, I don't know what happened, but that it was in a very early stage at that moment, and I think I wasn't ready or something to get like fun. I'm like, oh my god, if I'm live, then they're gonna watch me, and then I cannot do anything weird, and it really messed with me because you're sitting by yourself and you're just trading, and you think nobody's watching you, and obviously we still make you do stupid things sometimes, or you just YOLO, things like that. So that got me very nervous for some reason. I don't know what happened, but then I was like, oh, no, calm down, calm down. And then but yeah, I had to leave them because of the South Africa thing, unfortunately. Tough stuff. Yeah. I mean, they're the leader in, they have a leader position, I guess, in online. TopStep TV is pretty good. I think they're pretty solid. Yeah, and I think a lot of companies are copying them. They set the way. Yeah. They set the way for us. Okay, I've got my new model here. Oh, nice. So you see, again, we are below this fair value gap. You see how annoying it is? But we still are above this one here, right? Above this inversion. And let me go back to the 13. Now let's have a look what's happening here in this area now. So we created another equal high on the one on the 30-minute. Okay, you have a live account in Charles Robin now trying to pass the 50K. Yeah, wow, let me know how's it going. It's a big moment when you pass it. It's just, it's people are very excited when they pass, but it's just you should not be too excited yet. You should be excited when you get your first payout, because it doesn't mean anything if you don't get your payout, right? But keep me posted how it's going, and love to hear it. Are you? Do you have any trading strategies? Something specific that you trade? Did you study ICT? You know that ICT. I mean, that's what I don't know, but I think on TopStep TV, so they sometimes I think they mentioned it. You have to be very careful what they say, but they did say that ICT traders did have the highest payouts. That was a few years back. I guess they cannot really say that too much because if there's no ICT traders, they don't like that, obviously. Okay, now I want to watch now. I'm just watching. I don't get excited from just one of those candles. We're still in consolidation area, so you see now I'm watching this area here. How it's going to react to this in this inversion here. Is it going to blast through it? Look at that. Boom. See, everything is just disrespected now. This is for missing the trade like this, it has nothing to do with knowledge or is not based on anything. Being in this trade, if I look at it, it just created another equal. What was the high of this one? 25.012. You know, it didn't even take out a high. It didn't even go into a rejection block. I mean, yeah, okay, you can consider this one did take a high. Here it took this short-term high, but it didn't take out this high. Do I feel like, oh my god, I missed this trade because I didn't read it properly? It's equal on the higher time frame. You just don't have an edge. Yeah, you could market order in, but time wise, the 3 o'clock, yes. Time, I could trade time here. Let's go to the 1 minute. The only way to trade that is time, but that's not enough for me to really base my analysis on. I would rather wait for a large move that will really take out a higher time frame point of interest. So higher time frame fair value gap, higher time frame, higher low. Yes, it took out the 251 high, but yeah, is it interesting enough? Okay. Trade support and resistance. Well, if it works, right? I mean, it's all about having good trade management. Okay, so now we're going down. Let's see if we get into this little area here. We missed the move, but that's okay. We've already got some things mapped out, so let's see if it goes into this little volume imbalance or if it's going to stall at an earlier stage. I'll put it here for mobile. $973, $974. Are you going to go there? Oh, $970. Is it that? Well, that's pretty good. If you trade it to 20, you don't need more money. You can do it with this one. You just keep accumulating. You just go slow. If you have done it from 500 to 2300, you can go from 2300 to 5000. And I think I just need more money to trade with some to be working. No, you don't. You just go on micros, and if you can manage to do that, you have learned so much. Because it doesn't matter the amount, you just have to work what you have, and it's pretty impressive, to be honest. If you just started out, but still wanted to learn. No, you need to learn. Yeah, I mean that's just especially in the beginning. You just keep on learning and be careful. Don't lose that money. But hey, impressive, 500 to 2300. We can grow it to 5,000 easily, and from 5,000 it becomes 10,000. If you keep doing what you're doing, you make more money. You don't need more money. You'll make more money. Hey guys, let's see now. So I'm interested in this little imbalance here, right? But like I said, these wicks could function as a rejection block, and you see that's happening right now. We're at the end of the macro. You see now is using this wick here as a rejection block. Here we go. Okay, I want to show you something, how you can calculate those ranges. If you have a wick like this, right? Do you see the this large wick here? And then you have a body. So what you do then, you don't calculate this whole wick. You can do that as well, but you can take it down to the body of this one, and it went exactly to the 25% point of this wick. So what that tells me at this point is that now that wick, that low, let me just see, it's the same on the 1 hour. Yeah, similar. Okay, so now we have been rejecting from this wick. Now this wick becomes a point of liquidity for me. Now it's done its job as a rejection block. Okay, so this goes away. There we are. So we have all this liquidity here, boom, 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 and we're looking at this higher time frame fair value gap. Now I'm going to mark it because now it's getting more interesting. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this because am I able to get a funded at 17? I didn't think about that. Is there a oh, you're just 17, wow. I actually don't know if there's an age. I don't think so. If you just have an account, is there an age? That's interesting, but am I able to get it funded? If you have own a bank account, I guess you can. I don't know if there's a, I don't know actually if they have a age limit. That's interesting. Let me know. I don't think so. If you have a bank account and a passport and you can identify yourself, I think you should ask that at the at Top Step and let me know. That's interesting. When are you turning 18, by the way? I think 18, if they have an age limit, it should be 18, right? If they have any. Maybe it's 16 or 18. Because I think you can, in the US, you can get a driving license at 16, right? So you should be able to trade as well. If you can get a driving license at 16, you should be able to trade at 16. Okay, now, is this a long or a short, guys? On the 1 minute, we have this. We are below AMRP. We have 30, we're extended already. You know that I never thought about that either, but hey, that's amazing. I'm going short, guys. I just want to give it a go. I'm just going. Might be. It's a paper trade. Paper trading. I'm going to go into this imbalance here. And my stop loss is going to be right above that wick. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, but we just had a sweep. But I'm looking at the higher time frame. I'm looking at this rejection block. Yes, we had a sweep here. Oh no, we did. Yeah, we took out liquidity here, but I'm looking at the higher time frame, and I'm thinking it's still bearish now. October, but I just found out. Oh, you do have to be 18. Okay, 18 in October. Oh well, that's pretty. Oh, poor. Maybe. Well, Well, you still have your Charles Schwab, and you can demo trade, right? Okay, well, doesn't matter. Just keep going on your Charles on your own account, and then it's already September, so you're really you still have a few more weeks, and then you can go at it. It's pretty awesome. Something to look forward to, I guess. It's awesome. Yeah, I didn't think about that either. So we got news in yeah. So we're in that 15-minute fair value gap now. The outside macro. Are we gonna go up a little bit first and then go down? That's why you paper trade on days like this. So it takes liquidity, it goes back into the range, and if it goes down, it goes back down again. Okay. So that's why I'm saying you really want to wait. So, I did take it. That's why I never do this on my live account. You really want to wait for a higher time frame point of interest to be taken out. On days like this, you do not react to these little moves that are still basically in the consolidation areas, because you see what happens, right? It's just like, yes, okay, it took out a little liquidity and it goes a little bit up, but people that go long are going to be stopped out as well. So you see, if you get into this range, you really have to wait, and when you are in a higher time frame consolidation area, you just do not trade. Just let it play out, let it stay. And like we already know, is that we have 430 GDP cash manufacturing PMI, and at 3:30 we have German manufacturing, so that is about in 10 minutes. So that might give us some nice spike. I'm gonna make a few videos on. I'm thinking of making some videos on London silver bullet. So yeah, keep an eye on the channel, because I'm gonna make some specific videos on my models, I guess. I think that European news will probably go into into this range here. See, is there a 15 minute? Do we have a 1 hour? No, I don't I don't need the RSI. I think that's all. RSI indicator is for me just doesn't tell me anything because it can stay in oversold or overbought for a long time. If you can read the market, you don't really need those things, to be honest. RSI. I only think the only valuable thing could be the VWAP. I don't use it either, but I do think it's or an EMA because it does, it does help. But have you studied ICT? Have you studied? I use time above everything. Time is more important because the algo is scripted against time. Think about this, Jurt. If you need to code the algorithm and someone's asking you, you know what, please code the algorithm, you need to do that for me. What would you script the algo against? Would you use time or would you use price? Which of the two cannot be manipulated? Which of the two cannot be manipulated, time or price? So time can never be manipulated. There's always the same amount of minutes in an hour. There are always the same amount of seconds in a minute. So that's why the algo is scripted against time and not price. So that's why exactly time. So it's not that I have specific, so this what you see is also all these yellow boxes are root candles. They are based on time because the algo uses specific times to create either liquidity or imbalances. And it refers back to, it works in cycles because it's the only way it can be scripted, right? So I've got like one model, 10-4, 10 and 4 o'clock, they work in conjunction. I've got the 312 is a root candle that is right over, where's my 312? Where my 312 just printed here. It's going to work together with my 658. So if you understand that element of time, you really don't need anything else anymore, and you understand time cycles, and you understand how the algo operates. The RSI doesn't really tell you anything because once, yeah, it can tell you on the way down. Once it leaves one area, it goes down, but it can stay in oversold and overbought for a long time and could still move, right? So I don't use it. I don't even have volume on my chart. Why? Because I want to be in a trade before the volume comes, and that's why the high frequency algorithm, yes, that does indicate, that can be indicated on the volume as well. But you want to get into a trade before the masses get in, before the order flow really starts getting in. You want to get, if you have like a move here and you get a market structure shift, you want to be already, you want to start looking into getting into a trade, when the algo is just giving you that last confirmation that the algo has switched from a buy program to a sell program. Time cycles, well, time cycles, I am still learning about that, but I use time. I use this indicator which is based on time, and I use things like the midnight, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, not 3 o'clock, I don't use it, 4, 10. The time cycles itself, if you go into ICT and study the IPTA, IPTA is already very valuable. So the 20, 30, 60-day ranges that is used. Zusi, I know Zusi is very he doesn't share everything on online, but he refers to the 90-minute cycles. And what you can see if you go into the 90-minute, if a move goes down and into a certain area, you see it goes down, like a 3 o'clock move goes down into a 3 o'clock move. You can see things happening. So study the 90-minute cycles. Just look at the candles and what happens with them. But hey, I can, if you stick with me as well, I'll go over some things that I know, but yeah, when they happen over time, like for example, my 312 here is printed, my root candle. Okay, so when you see stacked root candles, so specific root candles that are printed on top of each other, you can expect chop. So this is already telling me that we're still in a chop area here. Now we have printed a 312 below, so that's already indicating that we might get out of the chop. But look, the 312, we are still in this area here. You see all these root candles here are printed. Yesterday's. So we really need to get out of that zone. But hey, we're almost at 330. Let's see. And then we have another one. I've got a PDF if you want on the root candles and how I use time. It's a free PDF, and it is built around this indicator as well. I can share that. DTT. Digital time theory. Let me share this PDF with you guys. Digital time. Hello, Romeo. How are you? How are you doing? We're still in consolidation, my friend. So I'm just waiting. How about you? I want to share that PDF with you guys so you can show it, and it will already help you. Now, where did I store my? I want to give you that that PDF about the root candles, and if I want you to, if you're interested, just drop them down manually on your charts. Oh, it's on my other laptop. Okay, hold on, guys. I'll share it with you. Digital time theory updated. Here we go. I'm going to share something really nice with you. Now, why can't I share this? Now, come on. I want to share this one. Hey, Romeo, Jurt has made an account from 500 to 2300 already, and he's just 17. What do you think about that? It's pretty amazing, huh? Okay. Can I share? I'm trying to share a document with you guys in the chat, but I don't know if I'm possible. Oh, I think I need to. Can I do it like this? No, I can't. How can I do that? want to share a link with you guys with the to that digital to that time book, but did you study macro time? Okay, what did you study? Did you do the 10 to the hour to the 10 after the hour, Romu? I have to share a link. Share person and find live chat box. Text and you come into the text field. Okay, so it should work. Why is it not working? Hmm. 9:50 to 10:20 market open. Yes. 9:50 to 10:10. 10:10 can be. Is a very good one. I want to share that link with you guys, but I'm trying to get it sorted. Why is it not working? It's not printing it in the chat. Let me see if this one. See if I went from the internet, maybe that works easier. I can maybe just redirect you to the. We're still in consolidation. Hey, Romeo, you're getting onto my my model, my 10-4 model. That's exactly what I trade. Is the 4 hour, so the especially the 4-hour 10 o'clock candle. That's where my 10-4 model is created. So, hey, you're getting into my model. I love it. I love what I'm hearing. So, if the 10 o'clock is created, you want there's a you have an open, high, low, close, right? So let's say I'm bearish. We have a 10 o'clock and then it goes up and I want to get into that wick of that 10 o'clock candle. And I do the same at 4 o'clock, but then the other way around. So you want to get in, you want to preferably get into the wick. But if it's very complicated, you just wait until it passes back under the 10 o'clock. And then I look, in my example, for where's the 4 o'clock? And then I just take the trade back from 10 to 4. That is a solid model on its own. But you use exactly what you are doing. You're on the right track. You use exactly that session. Well, it's actually, you want to be in the distribution move of the 10 o'clock candle. Because AMD, right? Accumulation, manipulation. The manipulation is the part of the wick, and the distribution goes to the downside. So T-Trace made a nice a video on that as well. The 3 candle. Hey, you're on the right track. It's perfect, 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 perfect. You can build a lot of models around that concept, and then you adjust time more into it. And then, yeah. Hello, Dolly. I love you. Hey, I've built my models are all around that concept, basically. So, pretty good, Romeo. Love it. Love what I'm hearing. I want to get that. I just want to get that information out to you guys. I really want to get you more into time. or just add time to exactly what Romo, what you're doing, and then you add time elements to it, like specific time ranges. You're already using the macro, but then you're going to, you're going to make it a little smaller, and then you have more. You can really have a TP based on what you're seeing, but you also add the time element. Well, that's why I'm saying the 10-4 model is what is the last, you're already there halfway, because yes, it is, you use the open and high low close of the higher time frame candle, but then again, where are you going to, so 10 o'clock is exactly a very important 4-hour candle. And what happens at the 4 a.m. time? We'll see what happens at 4 a.m. You'll see it print on, you see the 4 a.m. will print on my screen. Now, look what's happening. Now it's getting into it. You see a nice wick in this fair value gap, right? So are we going now to this level? Or are we going to go higher? Do we have a change in sales delivery? It's 3:30, and we have now European news. It's not really significant, but I could just use it too. I think we're going lower now. Yeah, I'm getting in it. It's a paper trade again, guys. I'm still paper trading. TP right over here. And my stop loss. I don't even want to go above the fair value gap. If it stops me out, it's 100. Now it looks bullish, right? So why am I going short? Oh, I'm stopped out. Okay, stopped out again. So again, what is the message? Do not trade until we are gone out of this consolidation area. Because it can go back and forth hundreds of times. And just, hey, strong penguin, there you go, you're back again. I'm just trying. So I've been paper trading, and basically I'm really showing why it's important to wait to be out of higher time frame consolidation, because we have been in this consolidation zone since yesterday to 2 p.m. Remember, you were with me, strong penguin. We haven't gone out of consolidation since yesterday. No, my phone froze watching. No, that was me. I closed the stream, the horizontal or and then it didn't close the vertical, but it did freeze, and then it came back again. So, but then I saw nobody, and I was like, okay, well, I just lost everyone. But no worries. There was nothing to trade anyway yesterday. So. But we have news at, so I think I'm just going to stick around. 4:30 Eastern, we've got flash manufacturing PMI. So I think that will bring us out of that bloody, horrible range. So I'll just stick around, just make it a longer. I enjoy hanging out with you guys anyway. I want to share that document. I'm just still trying to get that sorted. For some reason it doesn't, I cannot get it into the chat. Now why is it not doing that? Yeah. Oh. Message rejected. Okay, guys. Now I want to share that. I need to share that document with you guys. Now. Why are you not working? And where are you, document? Where are you? Digital. There we go. Modify. I want you. You need to go to be copied. Copy. Why are you not doing that? Maybe someone. Okay, here you go. Let me see if this works. No, see, it doesn't print in the chat. Okay, I've got to work on it, guys. If you join me next time, I will make sure that I want to share the digital time theory document about digital root candles and time, how they can be used. So that also will make it easier for you to see what I'm doing on this screen here, and how root candles work, and all these levels are calculated volatility levels. So. But I want to just share that document with you guys, so it's also just very valuable information, I believe, and that will give you some more background on the element of time, and because the algo is scripted against time, because the one thing, if you have an x axis and a y axis, the time axis is the one that cannot be manipulated. Price can be manipulated, time cannot. So that's why the algo is scripted against time. So that's why it is the benchmark of the algo. Guys, could you do me a favor? I hate to ask for it, but could you like the video? I need to start working on that a little bit. I normally don't do this because I hate it. But yeah, if you're not subscribed to my channel or want to just like, if you see some value in it and want to support me, could you just like the stream? Because it really helps me a little bit. I hate, I hate it when people do that, because I'm like, hey, I like it. I'll just like it if I like it. But I just need getting some help to push the stream a little bit forward. I'd really appreciate it. Now, do you guys know why I can't? Because I want to share that document, but it doesn't copy and paste in the chat. Because I really want to share that document with you guys. Or let me see if I can get you guys to get it somewhere, just on, because you should be able to get it somewhere. Check. Let me check. Thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. I love you guys. Hey, and guys, if you have specific videos you want me to make, let me know, because I'm gonna do one on the London session silver bullet. Now, is this the one for the London session silver bullet? Are we now in this one? If you have any suggestions, because you know this channel is for you guys, not for me, but for you. So yeah, I'm trying to edit, but it just doesn't do it. It's annoying. Now, put it on my disk. It should be here. You want me to make a video on the on this on this time on this? Okay, that is a good one. So it's a 2 degrees, and you all of you have heard of 2 degrees, right? And Anar and Nine, they are basically the builders of this script. Okay, I'm going to do something like that, and then we'll see, and then I'll have to print the document. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think that's a good one. I'm going to make a video on it. I'll ask the guys that created it if I'm allowed to. I think I am, but they probably wanted to have certain things in it that oh, that's a good one. Anything else just besides the what are other topics you're interested in? Some specific ICT topics? I mean, ICT is already done so many times, I guess, but maybe people want to, things need to be simplified, right? You know, sometimes it really, what I notice that sometimes I think, oh, but people know that already. I don't need to do that because it's already done. But it's actually, you know, sometimes people really want something to be, if I think it's, no, people are not interested in that because either they already know it or they're just not interested. But then I get some feedback and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. People actually do want that. So it's really, yeah, it's very helpful to just hear from you guys what you really, you know, what you're struggling with, or really what really would help you. Just watching the price action now, and you see it's stalling in that. Hey, Strong Penguin, we talked about that yesterday, right? London session. But if the moment London session is a problem for you, that means it is just setting up. It's in the accumulation zone, and the manipulation zone will come in either pre-market, and then you get the distribution, the continuation in New York, right? So I noticed when I always was struggling with London, I was like, right, and then it's just you're still in the accumulation zone of the higher time frame. But we'll see now, because we've been in accumulation now a long time. We've been in accumulation many hours. So let's see where the manipulation is going to. And I'm looking forward to today, to the session, to trade AM session. Once we're going to close the stream later, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do I'm going to go for a nice walk, but I'm definitely coming back. But I do want to share something with you. I'm not really sure if I should keep doing the PM session. So I just don't know if there's a lot of interest in it. So either I should change to another time, or maybe do pre-market and then do longer into the AM session. So I'm thinking about that. Like, okay, because pre-market, there's a lot of things that can be done, and most people start at 9:30. And I'm like, but I like pre-market as well. So pre-market and including the full AM session. That's a thought, because I don't know if there's a lot of interest in the PM session, in the lunch PM session. So I'm just wondering what to do, what is best, and how to, yeah. What do you guys think? Hey Viking, I love that name. I do trade it, but I used to, when I started my stream, I just started a few weeks ago. But yeah, the final hour macro, I do, and actually, yeah. But because I was on the stream from lunch to and then when there's not when there's not many people there, because I just started, I thought, okay, at some point I just closed the stream, or we had quite a bit of a rough price action, so I haven't traded it in the sense of. But do you think that's like an interesting? Because I can be, time wise, anything is. I'm in South Africa, so time wise, London is possible. The only thing I sleep during Asia, I guess. I need to sleep at some point. But if I didn't have to sleep, I would do. I could just go on with that. But yeah, is that something that is lacking online? The final hour macro, is that something that most people? Is there not many YouTubers doing that? I could give it a go. The AM session. Yeah, just give it a go if there's interest. Um, yes, it's the market on close algo. Yeah, and when it goes fast. I know. Yeah, it's a crazy algo, but you really, you know, it's actually. I'm thinking of there is logic to it, even though it's crazy. But like for example, when you have consolidation for a while, and it creates liquidity, and then it can go from one to another. But I had a period. I stopped doing it, but I got pretty good at it for a while, and then I stopped doing it, and now I am. The market has changed a little bit for my trading style, so I haven't done it. But I used to be able to read it pretty well. Um, but hey, if you manage to get those market on close algos, it's crazy, and yeah, it's told, what happens a lot, especially it just doesn't take those highs out, and then it takes it out after 4 o'clock, right? So it waits until the people from Robinhood, I believe they can't trade anymore after 4 o'clock, so it just keeps on building liquidity. It just doesn't take out that liquidity, and then just after 4 o'clock, between 4 to 4:15, it takes that specific liquidity out, right? So yeah, but yeah, I'm just wondering what to do, because I really want I need to get my I want to get my times and be more. I'm consistent on my times, but I just noticed that when I start lunch and the PM, there's not really much interest, I guess, to say. So I'm just not sure if that's the right thing to do for me, or I need to change something. I don't know. Just trying to figure it out, how to make it work. But yeah. Hey, but that's awesome, Viking, that you understand the market on close. Yeah. I love those algos, to be honest. They're just Okay, now let's have a look at the so if we look at the how time has been printing, right? We've got all these liquidity points now, and all of them are higher, 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 higher. That is indicating on a potential low resistance run to the downside. I still have this little imbalance marked here. you know, here in this 4-hour fair value gap. So that is still my point, but we're still in that bloody in this range. Yeah. Hey, we have to be rewarded for our patience, Strong Penguin, because we've been looking at chop since late afternoon, right, yesterday. And then again on the higher time frame, also we have some flat tops here, which is also still open. We love these are liquidity magnet. This is a magnet because this is lack of manipulation, right? So if we look on this side, especially if you see this and you see a wick on the other side, it most likely will go into this area here, or it might even go over it in this time because it's just a small wick that's left. But you always want to look when you see those flat top or flat bottoms. You always want to look to the left if there's a wick nearby, because it just runs into that wick just above this, just to create, like, it needs to be unsmooth, if I can say that properly, right? So yes. So just out of curiosity, if there would be a stream pre-market, will you guys attend? Is that something that would interest you? So let's say, well, yeah, 8:30 to watch the news candles, for example, but then try to be able to capture the trade between 9 and 9:30, because if you have the news candle at 8:30, you just let the range, you know, form the 8:30 9 o'clock range. But then there's a lot of opportunity before the market opens. Are you guys online before market opens? I'm just thinking maybe it's interesting to do pre-market into the AM session. So from 8:30 to 11, 12ish, and then just go off. And then maybe do a market like Viking said. Maybe do the final hour micro. Maybe that's an idea. I feel like dying. Don't die on me, Penguin. No, you know, you have to see it differently. You have to see it like it's giving you time to prepare for a nice move. You know, accumulation, manipulation, then distribution. So you don't want a market that keeps on going. It's nice to have. I actually enjoy it because, you know, I'm just going over scenarios. I already have my levels now because of this. The 4 o'clock printed just now. We get an influx of volatility most of the times. Now let's see. 4 o'clock, my favorite times. Midnight is right above us. So what are we going to do now? Are we going to leave midnight and 4 o'clock? So are we going to go to the downside, or are we going to blast through midnight? It's very important information, actually, what it's going to do. We have a fair value gap here. We have wicks inside of it. This indicates to me, okay, it just doesn't want to go. The bodies are not going up into this area anymore, right? So we've got a 4 o'clock now. We have a wick to the upside. Now, I trade London because I still work for Carl. Yeah. Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong working for Carl, because especially if you start trading. Okay, now let's look at the wicks. What is it really going through, or is it going just create another wick? Is it using this rejection block and not going through this fair value gap? I believe this is the 1 minute, right? Let's go to the lower time frame because we need to see what's happening here. You see? Those wicks, it's just not go the bot. Yeah, now it's going. Nice. You have to be very careful with those moves, because that's why I go to the 1 minute, because the 1 minute can go into it but still wick out of it, right? So Now we're above it, so now we have a close. You know, I would market order in right. I'm not doing it right now, but so now we made a move out of this area, but we still have this one daily high. Are we gonna go for the top now? Yeah. See this point here? Now we're going into this area here. I'm gonna take out, but still be careful because we still have manipulation. You see, we still have wicks which still could function as a rejection block. You want to get, you know, it's best to let the price action, so that's consolidation, is go into wicks. Wicks have the purpose then of a rejection block. So this goes back and forth from wick to wick. That's why you see this up and down, up and down, up and down movements. So that's why it's best to just wait until it goes out of the consolidation, higher time frame consolidation area, and then it takes one high time frame point of interest, either a high, low, or a higher time frame fair value gap, like we have on this side. We have indicated, I've got a little imbalance here on the 4 hour and the 15 minutes. This is a 4 hour fair value gap, and there's even a 1 hour fair value gap. We can look at that. Here we go. Let's take that one, for example. But you really want to wait until either we take out a high time frame analysis. So you just, you know, you just let this play out. You just don't want to engage. You know, I showed it a few times on screen. I tried, and it's a losing trade. So, or you have to really, you know, just go for 5-6 points max, and just, you know, you can take out, like, you enter here, or you take it out a little bit, and then you just get out. You know, you scalp, but really fast scalps in this time. But and why? Because we have flash manufacturing PMI at 4:30. So in half an hour, there's going to be London news, which I will think will get us out of this bloody consolidation. So I'm going to stick around for that, hang out with you guys if you are still here. So we see this wick, right? Let's calculate the wick again. You'll see me do that a lot. Okay, why am I interested in this wick? Still, we didn't tap, we tapped into this wick, but not in any significant level, not even in the 25% or 75%, depending on how you calculate. Let me just make it reverse it for you guys, so otherwise you're confused if I say that. So it didn't hit 25%, it didn't hit anything yet, because, and it created equal high. So I think my analysis on this one is we're going to go into this wick, but we're not gonna take all the high yet. We're talking about London. Why a strong penguin? Why, even if we're going to get news, so it might do it now, but maybe before 4:30 we might run into one of these levels, into this wick, and reject from it. But maybe with the news, so we reject, boom, we go lower, and then when we have the news, we might take out this high, and then we can target a nice short. But we have to be careful because it just keeps it could go higher, 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 higher. But let's see. So I'm really curious now to see. I think it might go into 0.33 or 0.5. You know, because we've got these flat tops are exactly, oh, those are those two here. Yes, obviously. Come on, Aaron, you should know that. We want these to be taken out, right? Finally. I did a mobile, but I think I can kill that one because nobody was watching a mobile. It's really hard to do trading to get your screen properly on mobile when you really want to have a trading screen, I guess. Hey. Okay, now let's see how far it's going to go. You see, we tap into the 0.33. Now let's see, are we going to reject from here, or are we going to take another step to go to the 0.5 of that wick? So it's 8. So talking about time again, right? When you start using these levels and you look at time, if I look at it's 8 past 4. So we still have like 2 more minutes in the macro, right? Talking about macros. You always have to be careful when you're in a trade. Either take a partial already, because what happens, it might just go blast through it now, but if it's 7 or 8 past the hour and it already hit like a level, like a 0.33 on a wick or something like that, it could be done. So just want to draw your attention to that. So that's also how I use time. Oh, hold on, I just want to go back. And I think I can show that here. Let's go to the 1 minute. So when I mentioned the time, right, it said, okay, I see it reached this level, and I'm always very careful because it might just blast through it now, but a lot of the times it just goes into either consolidation, or it's just done with a macro because it had its run. So just be careful around that area. If you see that, if you have like using these wicks or these gradings and it's 8 past and it hits it, just consider the macro done. You might miss one time that it goes into it, but you see what's happening now, right? So you see exactly it hit the 0.33. So I use the 0.33. ICT only teaches 0 quarters, but I think he leaves it out because I think it's very powerful. But I'm teaching it here, the 0.33. Okay, and it's printing a new root candle for me, the 10-4 root candle. You see this orange. So the macro is for me done. So because it hit it's using this higher time frame. Oh, my belly is. Hey, where's it's the 1 hour. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let me just get back. So you see what I'm doing, right, with the 1 hour. I'll go back to the 1 minute here. And so you see why this wick here, the 0.33 indicates the rejection. So at 8 past 4, for me, it was an indication because it hit this level. It could be done with the macro, but because if we are on the rule and we're still on a buy algo, it could just blast through it now. But you can always expect like a pause at those levels, or a slight reversal, but it could also be just, go back into consolidation. But because we've been into consolidation and we're going to get the news at 4:30, we could expect, I think we're going to go higher now, but let's see, maybe it needs some time and it's going to wait for the 4:30 for the news, the London news. But just be careful if you have like a mini on or something, because you might just get back, just be okay if you see it hit this level and it's 8 past a minute. I would highly suggest just kill the trade, just see it as your TP, and and you just mark then the 0.5 for maybe a next move, or if you have really good entry, you can stay in. Like if you, for example, if you got here, you don't mind, if you really know, okay, we're going to go to the 0.5, you know, and you have your entry like here or here, you're fine to stay in. But if you're done, if you're just scalping, take it at 0.33 and 8 past the hour. I'm just sort of like, it helped me a lot, save a lot of money. And sometimes, yeah, you know, it blasts through at 9 past, but 9 out of 10 times you see this happening and it takes like a long time. You know, if you work for call, time is money, right? You want to get in and out of your trades very fast. So like say, for example, if you would have taken this one here at 3 past 4, you just write it up. If we talk scalping, like, I mean, I think like days like this, we need to talk scalping. I need to get better at that as well. You know, you take this trade here, it's 10 points, right? You take it and you run. Boom, done. And then you wait for the next one. So that's how I use time. But so grade it with quarter levels, but also use the 1/3. That helps me a lot. And you see how it, and I think that ICT doesn't share it because it's so powerful. He doesn't have to share everything. He shares a lot. I mean, without him, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be trading the way I do. Yeah, and you see, it's gonna, because we know, you know, it's bullish. It needs to go. It's gonna grab liquidity. We know it. So it's going to go up, but just use those 1/3, and you know, we're still in a buy program, so it's going to run up. It's most likely going to run up to here. Let's see, 0.19. Oh, we're going to wait for the. So if it would take out, for me, when it's going to take out the highs, I'm getting interested to go for look for a short. So we just need to see how it's going to operate in this wick. If it's going to blast through the 0.5 and go up here. You see how it's not going, right? It's sort of like stalling and working its way back into the range. So talking about the macros again, because Romeo has been studying it. Sometimes macros you can divide it in two, right? If you have like a large move which already started at 20 past the hour, it could end at the whole, let's say at 4. And then you want to mark the area that's at 3 past the hour. So if you can see, if the macro can be divided in two, meaning that it will reverse or it will have a retracement during the same macro, it could do that about between 4, let's say in this area it will be 4 and 3 past 4. Let me see if I have an example. Now the macro started here. Let me see. 3 past 8. 359. Well, this is a good example here, right? We have an example here. So we have a macro. So it goes up and it turns here at 259 at 3. It's not really a good example because it does it at 3. You can't really see. Now I need one that goes up. Hey, darling. What do you do for a living, Viking? Now here you go. There's a good one, right? You see, so we have a macro here, 151. We go down. So this macro at 150, you see it goes down, 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 down. And here at 202, you see it stops, it's stalling. We have a little wick here at 2 past 2. You see, it goes into a a very important thing. I made a short on this. This is a first presented fair value gap of the New York Open. So that means this, like we have the first presented fair value gap of the AM session, but we also have it from PM session. We have it from London. We have it from Asia. We have them. Hey, where's my London, by the way? So this one is the 6 o'clock. You see, it goes right into that. And now you see here 3 past 2. That's an indication, guys. Watch it. You see this, and then 3 past 2. That's an indication. You might not have a continuation. So then it uses the second part of the macro to go back up. So this is also literally giving you a change in the state of delivery. It's not technically because we're still bullish. It's just a retracement. But I'm just saying on the lower time frame, it's giving you an indication. So time is important, right? So those are very algorithmic, very small algorithmic signature within a macro. So here we go. ICT only now 2.5 years. Yeah, but I've done core content twice. I've watched all his 24, 23 and 24. So core content, then 20 mentorship 2022, then his then all the videos that he posted afterwards. And I love what he's doing now, by the way, because all those wicks that I was already using the rejection block a lot, but now that he was teaching us with these wicks on the side, on the left, those were eye-opener to me. And for me, the eye-opener from the last few videos were also the reclaimed fair value gap and the inversion, because I was trying to confuse the two of them a little bit. So I'm really happy that he went over that. Yeah, no, but then I added more time elements to ICT. So ICT is for me building blocks, and I added more time elements to it. So I had a few other mentors as well, so I added some, and then I made it my own style a little bit. I guess I'm trading a little bit different than other ICT traders because I use these first presented fair value gaps a lot. Here you can see them. You see how they. I'm just wondering, where is my London one? I don't see my. See, we're blasting through the 0.5 now, right? So that's now an indication. Like if you're in a trade, you don't have to with 0.66. Now this is, so now we're at 0.75. Let's see if we're going to reject there. Now the 20 after the hour is also macro, right? It's a continuation. Most of the times when you have a 20 past the hour and we're already running, it's looking good. We could get a nice wick to the downside because we're on 75%. I like to show you guys this because it's so powerful. I don't know if you're already using it. If it's helpful, let me know, because for me, using this, the rejection blocks the way I'm doing, tells me a lot about price action and when to get into a trade or get out. Or it's also how I define my TPs and my partials. And read the market now, because we've gone through it. You know, you have a high, you already know, okay, you know, it's not rejecting anymore anytime. You know, it's just, it's done. It's gonna, you know, it's the algo's on full speed now, and we're going. It has a target. It's on a mission. 430 is that move. So I think we're gonna get a nice retracement, maybe go into this area here, and then when the 413 news candle comes in, I wouldn't be surprised it's gonna take out this high. But then again, it's London. Exactly, it's close to previous day high. It could leave it for New York, right? Because that happens a lot in London. So we're at a 75% level. Now, what is the news candle going to do? This is what catches a lot of people off guard. Oh, we're close. It's going to take it out now. And what happens in London a lot, it does not. But we have news now. We've got GBP news. So who knows now it's going to do it. But you always have to be very careful. So, for example, if I would take this trade, right, and I would be already in a much better spot, I would take my profit. I would think I would take it at 0.5 already because I just want to make sure that I get my money and I'm not waiting for it to take out the previous day high. Because I've been caught a lot with that I was thinking, oh my god, it's going to take it out, it's going to take it out. So then I just like say I have a good entry here for or let me put it this way, I'll get in here, then I would just take it up to here, just because if it rejects from there, I have it, right, because I have the big part of the move. But it gets different the later you get in, it gets harder to get that the good R&R. So but if it blasts to 75%, you know it's going to go take that high, because it's not going to stop. There's no algorithmic level here, unless on a high on another time frame there is a quarter level or something else. But if it's not, it's just going to, you know, it's done then with rejecting, because its function as a rejection block is done. It's done its work. So, but this is always tricky, this area. But my volatility grid tells me that we are most likely going higher because we have the range is still all the way in this gray box. And this model, we still have, it says here 62 points is the average, and we just have done 29 points. So we're still good to go 40 points. Maybe I should get into mine. I'm gonna open I should start opening up my account. There we go. Just want to check one more thing. No 48, 048, okay. 048, 048. We can go all the way up there. Okay. Because of the news, I'm not entering because of the news. Because it could just give a very big spike. It could just give a very nasty big spike to the upside. If we're going to blast through this one, I just looked into some other calculations that I have on another tab. This could be a point of interest for a high if we take out the high. But as you can see on my other tab, I've got this level calculated here, and it's sort of stalling here, and then this might be the next point here, 0.27. So you see it's sort of stalling at this level, right? 0.48, yeah. We might get a nice rejection here. Yeah, you know, this is the tricky part. When you are close to a previous day high and we are in this type of price action that you are really like, and you think, oh my God, we're going to take it out. And that's where you get, where you get caught. But because of the news, but I would rather let the news take out that high, let it do its run, and then take, if it reaches at 0.48, this is where I would look for a short in this area. If it's going to do that, that would be my, well, you want certain ranges to, hold on, to calculate something. Hey guys, I've got a lot of, as you can see, I'm a nerd, full-time nerd, I guess. I don't know if you see this screen as well, but this is a little bit too complicated to go into, but it says 54. Okay, well, let's see. Well, let's have a look now what's going on. Yeah. Oh, 413. Yay, we're there. Okay, so it did not take out that high yet, right? Look how it did go over. So always you have to always think about this as well. If you have a higher time frame, even though the bodies, you know, in that 1 hour it could go up and down, but the bodies could stay below one of these levels. So what I do at that point, we're at the hour, so I'm going to check the half hour now because I want to see where the half hour candle, where did it, okay, so it stopped just below the 0.66. And on the 15th, do we have a new fair value gap, right? We're going to look for value. Yes, there we go. Look at the fair value. Look at this little gap here. We have a gap here. Let me mark it quickly. Volume imbalance, here we go. We did not tap into it yet. Doesn't have to, but I would like to see it tap into this area and then go for the highs. It tapped it, right? There we go. Boom. Okay, now watch what's happening. You see now, I want to show you guys. You see how now this candle, it just really, you see where it rejects now, the 15 minute, exactly at the 0.66, right? So you see how it just worked its way back and now it's rejecting from that area. So we first had a rejection at the 0.33 and now we have a rejection at the 0.66. And now we're going, is this now, this will be a nice long up to, I'm going to give it a go. Paper trade, still paper trading, because I'm going to take it to the high. We had news, we have I'm going to put my stop loss right below the volume imbalance, because that's my, and then I'm going to take it to where's my level? I want to be sure that I'm 0.26. Also immediate rebalance, right? You see this here, wick, we close this whole area now. Now, are you going to back down again? No. See, this happens in London a lot. It's going to stop me out again. Did I put my stop properly below the, I just want to make sure it's below the, it's going to stop me out. Oh, get it over with, NQ. Don't tease me. I know you're just, oh, again, are you like this again? 435, okay. So it might need another candle to form, right? So it's gonna probably get into consolidation again and then do it maybe in the next one. That's how London then can work, right? So ICT went over today in his video that he did last night. You know, when we're in an all market high, we have no idea. It just could go. We didn't have any retracement yesterday. Even in lunch hour, we didn't have a proper retracement. We really have to watch until we get a market structure shift. Like I said, we are at the month end, right? If you look at the monthly candle, what happens with settlement price as well, the market maker they want to close their books as positive as possible, so they jag the market up, 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 and settlement is like 2 days. So when you have the price of, we have last day of the month for September are Monday and Tuesday, so they can jag it up to Friday, and then the books are closed, and then most likely, so we can get a full bullish week. for them just to manipulate the market as high, and they could jag it then down on that Monday and Tuesday because the books are already closed. So, okay, didn't take out my stop yet. I just hope it's just, we still have 3 more minutes to go in this macro. But it looks, you know, it's just manipulated. Even with this news, it didn't take us out of that bloody consolidation. It just sort of like, you know, finalized the rejection block, you know, if this is a full rejection, it could go even lower into this fair value gap. But yeah, no, the sell model will come when you have like a 15-minute. I would wait in this market. I would like a 15-minute market structure shift before I get confident in a market structure shift. Not on the lower time frame, not at all, because it could be just a small retracement, right? So if you really want to get into a buy, want to have confirmation on a buy model, I would wait for a 15-minute in markets like this. Okay, so seems like we're still going up, but let me just see, what is it doing at this fair value gap? Now, why would I go long, right? Instead of, if it would have hit the 50% mark, I wouldn't be so, I would have less confidence in a long position. Now I could still be stopped out though, but because it hit the higher, these higher time frame levels, I'm just thinking, okay, either it's going to consolidate. Oh, geez, my throat. Yeah. Now, if it would have stopped at the 50% level, I would think, okay, we're going to go really down because it's like a really rejection block, right? But because it's using those 1/3 levels, and especially the highest one, this one here, I'm sort of thinking, okay, you know, we're just stalling. It's just some retracement to go back up further. You know, when you journal a lot, you start seeing these things. Then again, it's never 100% because you see now how long it takes. And it hasn't stopped me out yet because I put my stop loss just below this little gap here. Volume imbalance, I should say. But also, if you look, you know, we're actually working our way in between. This is a rejection block and this is a rejection block. So we have rejection at both sides, right? So that's why you have consolidation, because you see this one here, on the left you have a wick, and on the right and on the left bottom you have a wick as well. So on the 15. Now on the 15 it did hit the midpoint, right? So that's also a reason why I'm bullish. I can already see it because I use it a lot. Let me just show you how I use it. Come on. So you see here on the left, you see it hit the 50% mark. So for me, that's already, I'm like, okay, you're not gonna go, this is a rejection block, you're done, you need to reject from here. So if you reject from there, you have to go up, right? So that's why I already looked at that one and I thought, okay, you hit the 50% here, but here you're already gone higher. So you're already indicating that you're done with this one on the higher time frame. Because remember, this was a 1 hour one, right? So on the 1 hour, I was looking at this rejection block here, and on the 15, it's this one. Tara, you need better thumbnails. I think I can help you with that. Yeah. You think that is? I appreciate that. What should I change? Is it the whole layout, or just me being? Because I thought nobody knows me. I just started this channel. I think, okay, I don't have to put myself on it because nobody knows me yet. So, not really that, you know. And I thought it was original because my name is Iris and I used the Iris. But I do agree. I think it's also time to change the thumbnails. But I'm still thinking about that. But I appreciate the feedback though. Are you a designer, or what is your what do you do? So if I can, what made me get into time cycle so deep? So the moment I understood that the algo is scripted against time, I thought, okay, that is where I need to be, because if it's time related, because it's the only thing that can't be manipulated, right? So it's the same thing. Being interested in in the algorithm, you have to be interested in time, because that's how the algo is scripted. It cannot be scripted against price, because price can be manipulated, and if it uses one price, it blasts to the price, it doesn't go back to that price, right? Oh, you're a designer. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, it was my first go at it, and before I got live in the first live, and I'm just playing around with just with the text and stuff like that, but not with the main design. And I was actually thinking about that the last few days. Like, maybe I need to change it, because even though I'm just on, is it 4 weeks now? I've understood that people get um, uh, thumbnail fatigue if it's 4 weeks can be a long time already. And I was like, really? I just started with the, okay, I'm stopped out. It's just a paper trade. I'm not on my live account. Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out, like, if thumbnails, if it should be like, if you should have a basis and then rotate with some specifics, or you really need to change your design every, is it a specific time, or how does it work? But apparently people get fatigued when they see the same thumbnail for a longer period of time, right? Or is that not true? If it's a good one, I think it should not really, it's your brand, right? So hey, listen, I can do a lot of things better, because I realize that when you just start, you know, you just get going, and then you need the feedback from the people that are watching your stream, what they want to see in a different way, because, you know, it's all about them. So yeah, but I agree with you. Taram, are you also a trader? Are you a design? Do you design and trade? Oh, my throat is killing me today. So you see, what's happening right now? We just, where can I reach out to you just in case? Any email? Yeah, just, have you done any thumbnails for other YouTubers? I'm really curious, because I'm really, I might need some help. Yeah, this email is for anyone also in the chat. If you want to reach out, if you have some questions you don't want to ask trading wise, and you can always reach out to me by email. I don't check it the whole day, so sometimes I check this email once or twice a day. So if I don't reply to you immediately, it's not because I don't like you, or it's just because I don't. I have another email, and I just try not to get too much. But yeah, if you have any questions, I'm here to help. That's the purpose of this whole. So rejecting could also mean that we're really reject. We're going into this now fair value gap, right? What time is it? 4:48. We're going to use the 450. Thanks, Taryn. Appreciate it. Thanks for your feedback. I'm having a really weird time. I'm just trying to think, is it like some people using a machine or an animal in distress? It always gets me worried when I hear animals in distress. Okay, so we are obviously going down now. So it's rejecting at 0.014. Let's go for 959. 959 -ish. 9. Okay. So we're going to go into this box now. It could be a short here. 50, let's just wait. So talking about time again, just want to show you something. This is one of my times, my 1202, talking about time. I want to see how it reacts there, because a lot of the time when moves go down, when it goes below that box, and then I'm watching this fair value gap here, if we go below this box, then I will be interested in a short. Until then, I'm not yet. So I'm just going to wait, because we are on the 15-minute. We did tap into this fair value gap here, right? You see this one here. So because we still have this higher time frame level, but we could go down into this area here. And so this is an extended time. This is my 1202. I extend that in time. Very important time. So if we get a move drop lower, I have these all extended, because it always, I just know that price always reacts at that time, because it either made a, the market does only two things: it grabs liquidity or it balances out imbalances. So what happens at that time, it creates, oh no, this is not my 1202, by the way, or is it? I think I just marked this fair value gap. Hold on. I'm lying. This is not my 1202. My 1202 is here. Where is my 1202? Right over here. You can go away. Yeah, no, it's not. It's just a fair value gap that I created. Do not lie. No, this is just this. I guess we can call it now a reclaimed fair value gap, right? Because it goes here, here, and now it taps into it, and then we might get a move up. I just got a message. Chat is disconnected. Do you want to test? You see my test is working. It's reconnected again. It said just disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. But I guess it's reconnected. Okay. Am I going to try my long now? Yes, 6:52. I'm going to try my long now. I might be wrong again. Is it a paper trade again? Hey, listen, I'm going to kill it in an AM session. GP. Stop loss right below. So my logic, it could be wrong. Yeah, unicorn on the 5 minute, is it? Okay, hold on. We went into a 15-minute fair value gap, right? Here we go. Do we have a 5-minute unicorn? Do we have a unicorn? Do we have a unicorn? Yes, we have a unicorn. Yes, we do. We can consider this a breaker. And it's a reclaim fair value gap as well. So we're going to put a unicorn here, right? There you go. But hey, listen, it's highly manipulated. So it's not, it seems just to be really, there's a breaker here. Yes, so I had a few stop outs in on paper trading because when you trade, we're still technically, even the London news didn't take us out of the higher time frame. We're still in this bloody mess here. So what we could do also is we could just futz around, go lower in London, and then take it out in New York, right? Because we still basically we have equal highs now, or relatively equal highs. So if we wanted to get out of this, it should have just already, we're still in a macro. It isn't really running. I guess it's going to be a stop out again, I guess, maybe. It's pretty annoying, but I just like hanging out with you guys, I guess. So, let's see. We didn't even go lower. Oh, I didn't see that. Look. Well, this is a rejection now. We could see this as a rejection block. But, I don't know, to be honest. You see? I'm actually enjoying being stopped out today. I don't really care. It's not a good, no, I'm actually not, but, look, we didn't really, we did, well, if we see this as a rejection block, it is rejecting right here, then it's possible. But I would like to see when it goes into like a level like that and just goes out of it. So I wouldn't be surprised it goes a little bit lower. So I actually should lower my stop limit. If it wants to take out this one and goes a little bit deeper into this area, it doesn't stop me out. So I need to do that. There we go. Yeah, but it looks very, I mean, that's what it does in London, right? I mean, it just doesn't take out the high. I think it indicates very well. I mean, I don't mind, putting these trades on and that they just indicate. And I said that many times, if we're in consolidation, do not trade until it really takes out one of those higher time frame levels. So that means either this high or it goes into this fair value gap, the higher time frame. Until that, you just sit on your hands and we just don't do anything. And I'm showing it over and over. It's a losing trade. So that's why I don't do that in live anymore. It just disrespects back and forth all the time. And in all honesty, my model also tells me we're in this AMRP, so I think we're going lower. We already hit the midpoint here. This is my indicator that tells me we're done. Yeah, I'm getting out. I didn't even see that. I'm going short actually. into this level. I think we're going to disrespect this now. 4:57, 5 o'clock. Yeah, unicorn, you are going to. I think we are going to disrespect this level. We're below the fourth. Did we? Let's see. I just. Are we going to get a nice run down? What do you say? So you're long or not? Are you in a long so, or are you still watching? Oh, Dolly, hello. I see you. Yeah, we're gonna disrespect this one. We're gonna. I think we're gonna get a. I think we're gonna get a low resistance move now. It's just gonna burn down to the downside now. We're gonna get a nice move now. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna drop down. I've been in long for a while. I'm going to get. Yeah. I would be careful. I think we're gonna get a very fast drop down now. This was your entry for short. Remember. Yeah, I think it's gonna go nice and fast now. 5 o'clock. Yeah. Come on now, go down. A few more seconds. Let's see if it. With all these liquidity points here, we've got this imbalance here, 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 here. Five o'clock. Now, what also could happen is that it just taps into one of these areas here and then jumps back up. But oh, it's at the midnight now. You see it's hanging around the midnight and the price, the settlement price of yesterday. And because we had chopped here, are we getting back into consolidation? Could be the case. Now, also what ICT says, if you want to get into a short, you enter a short above the London night, or above the midnight. Yeah, there you go. It's just not going. It's so annoying. I also had a long bias. I mean, in all honesty, I was a long bias a lot of the times because of the how it worked itself through that rejection block on the 1 hour. I thought, okay, it's done. But yeah, I guess it just needs more time. Come on, just give us juicy, just do a low resistance run to the downside now. Just get it over it, go into this area here, boom. 5, 2 past 5, there we go. Now go, large candles. See, 4 o'clock. See how it reacts here. I'm just going to just pull through it. In all honesty, so I don't really care where it goes. I just wanted to get out of that bloody range. And if it's to the downside, if it goes to the downside, thank you. So I appreciate that. And I don't think many people find my channel. And the thing is, I really want to focus on content and sharing knowledge and growing together. But the focus will be really on content and sharing knowledge. Yeah, I might be a little bit of a nerd and maybe I go into too deep into knowledge a little bit, but I'm trying to make it fun. It has to be fun as well. But I really need to start growing. But I have a nice group of people already, and because it's nice and small, I like it because you can give like really the proper attention to certain. If people want specifics on specific topics, I don't have a weird chat with Sims saying weird stuff here. So I really enjoy it. Thank you. I enjoy that you're giving me the feedback and the compliments. And thank you. That makes my day. Yeah. So again, guys, I just want to point out the time. Did you see what happened? That it made that wick. So 4 o'clock, you see it wicks into. Now it doesn't have to mean, but if it does it around 3-ish, 4-ish, the macro goes down, and then it could be a turn at the half of the macro, right? But now I don't think it's going to do that. But always watch it if it happens. But now because it has this other first percent fair value gap, I think we're going to go down now into this area. So I hope it's going to be a third and a fourth time and much more times because yeah. So just want your feedback. What times will be? What time are you looking for streams for the indices, NQ, ES, and stuff like that? So now again, it's still not a low resistance liquidity run, right? It's still high resistance. London, yeah, and I'm gonna keep doing the London. I like London. I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm just struggling what to do with the New York session. I just don't know. The lunch PM session doesn't have a lot of yeah. Yeah, London requires for you to wake up very early, right? No, but I'm more. I will keep doing London, but I'm just thinking what is the best time for me to do in New York? Because I'm doing the lunch PM session, but I just don't know if that's the right decision for me to make. Now we're getting back into this fair value gap right here. See this one here, this inversion. Well, is it inversion? I think we can call that a reclaimed now. You see why I use the 4 o'clock, guys? I use it for my model, the 10-4, but if my model is not going to work out, what I tend to see happening is that the 4 o'clock will function as a support or resistance line. So people trade normal support and resistance. Time. You see how time now, it's also the top of a fair value gap, is it? Yeah, so the wicks. So the wicks went into this fair value gap here, right? In this well, it's not an inversion, it's a reclaimed. But you see how the 4 o'clock helps me to identify now its support. So it would almost, if I would trade now, it would almost give me a, I'm not doing it right now on stream, but sometimes if I see it happen, we get in pre-market and it taps it again and again, and you see, I can define the proper range. I just trade that range, so then I would scalp between the 4 a.m. and whatever range I'm seeing. Like right now, I still wouldn't go for the all-time highs because we're in that range, but I don't have a proper range now, to be honest. Well, maybe this other time box would be my interest, so the 410. But I just want to show you how I use the 4 o'clock as well. Now we're almost at the end of this time zone, so 5:20 will be the next time zone. So, gosh, I'm really enjoying tape reading, guys. So I'm just sticking with it. It's not that nice of a day. I'm not going to do my big walk today, I guess. So it's okay. Just enjoying during the analysis. So if we talk dealing ranges, right? So this model as well, you see here it says EQ. That's the let's say the midpoint of this level. It's the same like ICT teaches us to use dealing ranges, and we have the midpoint, right? But you can also use, if you use this model, the time-based model, this is also the midpoint of it. Look where it just hit it exactly at the midpoint, right? So for me, I would deviate from my short. I wouldn't be so sure now, because I'm like, okay, let me see how it reacts, because we're at the end of the model. We didn't go to the lower AMRP, that means the volatility level. We hit it the upper side, but now because we're almost at the end of the model, I'm just wondering, I don't think we're going to go lower at this point. Either we're going to consolidate here, because we hit this midpoint, we are not going through it, we seem to go back up. The 4 o'clock is showing support now, in my opinion. So we went above midnight again. So now I am switching back to a bullish stance, but because it's so fickle, I'm like, okay, not interested. But you know what ICT teaches us? You go long below midnight and you go short above midnight. But now we're again above midnight. So what does it tell us? Are we ready to go back down, or are we ready to go back further up? So midnight is here, 4 o'clock is here, and the midpoint of this level of this time zone, this model, so this is called Bishop, you can see it typed in here, from 344, and Bishop, and now comes the interesting part, guys. So at 5:20 this ends, but the average range of Bishop is 62 points. We've only done 32 points. Now, if we have a lot of these models that haven't met their average ranges, that means the next one, that's the Big Ben, that's the pre-market one, That can be a very feisty one. So then you get the big move. I just want to check. I need to just bear with me. I'm just going to quickly show something and I'll take it off again because it takes a lot of space. I'm going to show all models, so then I can see how we've done in London. Here we go. It'll be off very soon. Hold on. I just wanted to. So we are in Bishop. Turncoat has done. Turncoat did exactly the Nagasaki 5 points, 8 points in the minus. Kyoto also in the minus. Osaka in the minus. Damasu in the minus. Okay, so Bishop is minus 30, and then we have 37 minus 8, 38, 38, 50, Osaka, 10, 60. Okay, let's say 60 points. That means the average has not been met, minus 60. So I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to get rid of this. I use it as extra confluence. It's not my only confluence. I use it as extra confluence. So we are still 30 points short, and 520 this model ends. But yes, DTT models. Yes, you know DTT? Yes, I love DTT. I love DTT. And also the weekly and the yearly as well. And the yearly, we're going into the yearly models. But if anyone's interested, I can show you more. But I'm just not sure how much interest. I like it that you know DTT. So we are minus 60 points from the whole Asia to now. So that means that because obviously we're in consolidation, right? So then it doesn't do any distribution moves. So there's the next model is coming up, and either it's going to make a larger move, or we still have not the full move. But then every time you have an extra one that doesn't do the full move, it's adding up, and then at some point the explosion and the distribution move will come. But then it's the time you need to be prepared to have your trying to recognize the manipulation move and don't get caught in the manipulation as the distribution move, and then catch the distribution move, right? So tell me, are you using DTT, or how do you know about DTT? I wanted to share the document with the all these root candles, and how you can use this also as premium and discount, right? Because this is technically premium discount. The moment you reach EQ, you've reached the discount level, and you can take it right back up, right? Even though we haven't gone into this level, but because the end of the model is almost near, I just stay out of it. But for me, this is very telling. And my 4 o'clock here, that it's using it as oh, Ivan and Nine. Oh, I love these guys. Yeah, I'm not following them anymore because I went to work for a prop firm, and but hey, these guys, they know their shit. They know their shit. And I add it on top of ICT. I don't use it constantly, but when we are in more challenging markets, and since we have gotten into an area of consolidation, then I use it to define my premium and discounts in the time zones. Because if the market is running, I don't need it. I just need my time. But DTT, I always use it on the background. Yeah, I started the stream without it, but now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show it because it's such a valuable thing. When price action is really difficult, because it helps me also with these average ranges, right? Like we're behind now. We are minus 60 from Asia to now. And they're quite accurate, to be honest, those average ranges. And so you also know do you know the 312 with the 658, right? So the moment we get a 658 printed, like say we go to the upside and the 658 prints, you move above the 658, and then you know the 658 always goes back to the 312 at some point, to the tick. Oh, you still remember? Oh, yeah. I mean, once you know it, you know it. But yeah, these guys. I mean, I love them. They're such a nice. They're really nice, and they, you know, also 2 degrees. You know, this is a two. They have their own indicator, but this is the one that is designed by 2 degrees. You know, these guys. They are so. These guys. They're so they know so much, and they just yeah. These guys are the best, I think, especially when it comes to indicators. This is a paid indicator though, but yeah, it just gives me a lot of value. And then I add the first presented fair value gaps of, this is the first presented fair value gap of, oh, that's so sweet. I think they you know, and what I like about them, they're not very pushy in their sale. They don't push, they keep their Discord small, only for people that really are interested. They're not like really, oh, we need to, you know, grow. You know, they're not like a lot of people that just want to make money and stuff like that. They really want to. I asked them, like, hey, am I allowed to use it? And they said, yeah, you're fine to use it. Because I was like, yeah, but you know, a lot of people don't use it actually, so I just want to make sure. But they're very modest and humble, and I think that's good that you did that. Yeah. But so what I add on my screen here are the first presented fair value gaps of all sessions. So this is the PM session. This is the midnight session, the first presented of midnight. And the only one that's missing is either we did not have one in between 3 and 4. Did we? Oh, I'm missing my London one. I need to look into that. I think I need to get a drink. Are you still supporting that? Okay, I'm trying to get the PDF. I tried to copy the PDF in the chat so other people just could read it about the here we go. Now, do you need DTT if you're using the first presented fair value gaps? It's an extra conference. So look at the first presented fair value gap of London. It's this one right here on the 1 minute. And you see how price is like also getting support of that. So in combination with my 4 o'clock. And it's the EQ of, oh, I can't see my EQ now. I have to make this a little bit less dark. There we go. Oh, no, that doesn't work. It's a big one today, so it's significant, right? Talking about, who asked me today about what are significance fair value gaps? Well, the first presented. There you go. That's an easy one for today. I don't like this color because it's sort of like, it hides my root candle, my 312. So using the first presented fair value gaps of the session, so New York AM, PM, London, Asia, and the first one that's presented after 6 a.m. when the market opens, those are your valuable fair value gaps. Obviously, there's more, but you'll see that they are being used and being retested a lot. You see this one here. This one is also in the 3 o'clock, but also the 6. This is the one that created at 6. It's a very small one, but you see it's in the middle of the London one, right? So it taps it exactly here. Okay, now we have got a new model here, and you see the night model. The average is 30 points. We're at 7, but you see now the model, the liquidity, the volatility is decreasing because this model was bigger, but now we're getting smaller. We're still inside this one, but also it's contracting because this was the lower AMRP level, but now it's above it. So we cannot expect, so this model, it's highly likable, highly probable that we're not going to get a big range. Yes, we might go up into this range here, but then it can't, that's it. But I'm bullish now because of this, right? All this. But the midpoint is not above the high. So I don't know we're going to take out the high in this time model. It doesn't look like it, right? So this model is a shorter one, is 6:39. So it's 1 hour. I look so red on OBS. My camera looks normal, but if I look on YouTube, I look red. The whole screen looks reddish. But on the vertical, it looks nice. It looks normal. Now watch the 4 o'clock again. Is it going to give support, or is it going to? Gosh, all this consolidation. Well, could we actually anticipate that? Yes, because look to your left. If you have this, but when you see a fair value gap being used like this, it becomes a fair value gap of significance because it's using it continuously. And any fair value gap, if you have these wicks here and it creates a fair value gap to the right of them, you should watch them. So also this little area becomes of significance. But for example, you see wicks here, you see a fair value gap, and again, I want to point this out. Flat bottom here, flat bottom. What happens? You get a manipulation into the flat bottom. So this is actually on the, looking now, you know, on this. Already here was actually a change in the state of delivery to the upside already. If you look at this, let's go to the 3-minute. Well, we're still bullish, obviously, but if you look at this area here, it's a bummer that I didn't have my, I didn't have my my 3 o'clock, my London first presented fair value gap open, because this is something that happens a lot in the first presented fair value gap. You know, so this is printed, especially if it's a big candle, and then you get a retest into it, and then you get the move up. And now it's being, again, it gets another retest. You always have to be careful with the second retest, though. It can get weaker, but the move out, you know, we didn't have a retest after a distribution out of it, so this could be the first retest, and then a move higher again. But are we getting a move outside this area here? That's the question. Or do we need another model? Do we need another model? I need to open a little bit of a window because it's getting hot in here. I'm wearing long sleeves and it's actually summer here, but in morning, it's morning here, then it's still quite cold. So let me just, I need to open it. We need some fresh air. You know, there are two things I can do. I can let the stream run and come back. I'm going to get something to eat and just let the stream run and just come back to the pre-market AM session. Or I could just close the stream at some point and open up a new one. What do you guys think? Then just leave this run and then we come back like in, or you can stay, watch the chart. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the downside now. See, now it's tapping back into that fair value gap, right? So it gets less. Is it still that strong? So we just use 10 points of the whole macro, of the whole time zone. Again, we're hanging at mid. So when you have a trend day, right? Okay, so let me point out something else. When you have a trend day, you move away from the midnight, and you don't come back to midnight for a long time. But you can already see that that is already starting in. That should already been started. I think yesterday it started around when we had a turn in London and we went up, up, up. But now it's actually hanging around London at the midnight all the time. That's also very telling. Look how midnight is being used constantly as a support, resistance, support. It's just hanging around midnight. It's not moving away from it. Now we have to start being careful when we get closer to 8:30. It means we just want to make sure about the news. Oh, we don't have any 8:30 news. Oh God, I forgot about that. Oh my God. Oh, Trump is speaking now. That wasn't in yesterday. 9:50 on macro. Trump. We're gonna get a Trump macro. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. I thought this Powell, bloody Powell. Yeah, 12:35. I hate that when he speaks. But Trump speaks as well at 9:50. That wasn't yesterday. I didn't see that yesterday in Forex Factory. Okay, because we don't have 8:30 news, we might get a very interesting. I thought because if 8:30 news would be coming, I will be very careful. I would just shut down my charts around 6ish and think, you know what, just let it go. But now we don't have that, so it might be interesting to keep a watch, because we might get a move out one of those areas before in pre-market, because we got 9:45 manufacturing PMI, and then Trump. We're gonna get some volatility. We love some Trump volatility. Now, Trump, give us some good news, please. Now, let's go. You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna do, guys. I think I'm gonna close the stream and come back. I just need to do some stuff. Then I'll just open a new stream, I guess, and then yeah, do my first AM session, I guess. I think I'm just gonna give it a go. So I can do my stuff, and then I can sit down having those done, and then we have some more data, and maybe I'll do a marathon. I'm thinking of doing a marathon. Maybe I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to make a new stream. I'm not going to do the vertical. I'm just going to let that go. But I'm going to make a stream and then just do a marathon. Just, you know, and then I'll take breaks in between. But let's do one from the moment I get on until the market closes, because, you know, I'm behind the chart anyway now. So I'm going to do that. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's close it for now. I want to thank you for all your support and hanging out with me. And then I'm going to create a new one. That will be one for, I'm going to call it a marathon. I'm going to do that. Let's go crazy. I'm going to see you in a bit. Yes. Thank you again. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you later, I hope. Come join me then. I need your support. I want to hang out with you guys.